Well, thank you for coming back. Quite an afternoon, wasn't it? And I had one person come up and talk to me that touched me very deeply. So it made it very worthwhile for me to share what I shared. And, well, it's a journey, so you can't hide. It is what it is. And it can be very emotional. So I got some things to share tonight and just weighing up how to go with it all. And what I thought I'd do, I could just sort of break it up into two parts. The part I want to teach on is the area of how to engage with God, or the revelation of what God is like. You haven't got their opinions, so we want to help you understand what God is like. And but before I do that, if I just for just a few minutes, I might just share just a few practical things that dads could do. Now, you could do a whole session, could be question answer. I mean, we just need more time, don't we? But, and then, Joy's got all these things too. So it's like, it's helpful if you have people who've done something share with you what they did. So I want to just give a few practical things. So for me, I didn't have I had certain area of modeling, but it was incomplete. And so I'm grateful for what I had, but I needed more. And when I saw Joy's father being a father to his family, and he had been rejected by his own family when a teenager, but he committed to build family life. And we need people that we can look to. You can't use your background and the lack to excuse learning what to do. There's things, these days, so many resources around. So I just outlined just a few things. It was going to be in another message I do, but I ran out of time. But I felt like it's practical enough that it would help you. So here's just a few things for fathers to do. One is to be the spiritual head. You need to stand up spiritually in prayer and own that God has given you responsibility. It's not complicated. Father, I just stand before you. Thank you for the honor of serving and representing you. I take up fully the responsibility I have in the Spirit, and now I pray on behalf of them for my children. So it's like a very important thing to do. So pray for your children. Pray them by name. I know all my grandchildren. I pray for them by name daily. Go through the families, pray for the sons, pray for the spouses, pray for the children, holding them to God and His plan for their life. Someone should be praying for them. Someone prayed for me. That's why I'm here. They believed when it didn't look possible. And so pray for them and set a godly example for them. So we need to work on that area, set a godly example. So set up a family devotional time. It's not that hard to do. Just find a book that's appropriate, a Bible. We used to organize Bible stories when the kids were young. We'd just sit down, have our breakfast, and then read a story. In the end, they all got to know the Bible. And all the stories right through the Bible. Dave was not so good a reader, so I got him a comic Bible, and he learned the Bible. You just find ways to do it. There's plenty of resources around. And keep it simple and age appropriate. So whatever the age they're at, you try and get it so you want them not just to do it, you want to interact with them, a little bit of talk going. And so be the head, take leadership. Pray for the family at the table. The trouble is you've got media today and it just pulls everyone away, but someone must bring the family together. And Dad, do that. Don't leave it to your wife. Work with your wife. But do this together. Bring the family together. It's important to pray. And so we require, while the kids were growing up, they all went to church. You're going to be here and live under our care, you come to church. It's as simple as that. Now, if you come to our church, you will find it's full of grandchildren serving. They're on the coffee bar, they're on the ice cream machine, they're on making cups of coffee, they're cleaning up, they're out with the kids, they're up on the TV camera, they're up somewhere. They're all doing something. And it's like the culture now. What you need a job? Haven't you got a job? Well, how come you're not involved? That's what family looks like. Everyone's got a job. Cafeteria, you don't get to have a job. You just eat and go home. But a family, you all get to do a job. You set the table, clear the table, do the dishes, all that kind of thing. You've got to set up some jobs with them. So do that kind of thing with the church. Another thing which I felt the Lord had to teach me, be present and engage them. So I would get tied up with work. And I'd be so intense in the work that I'd come home and I'm just distracted and not there, not present, because my heart is directed towards the work. So the Lord said, it's not fair to do that. You need to come home and engage. So I walked home, wasn't far to go, and as I walked home, I would just release consciously all of the day's affairs, and I would begin to picture seeing joy and seeing the children and smiling and enjoying them, and my heart, just over a little period of time, would orient to home. Now I'm home, I'm here. So where your treasure is, your heart is. So you put a lot of intense time into work, your heart will be there, and it doesn't leave because you left. It stays there until you intentionally invest time and fix it with love towards your family. Yeah, it's just a simple thing to do, isn't it? Eh? Be present and engaged. And so your children need you, and they need your time. There's no substitute for your time, and no one on their deathbed ever looked back and said, I wish I'd stayed at work longer. They never say that. Who says that? They all just say, I wish I'd had more fun, and I wish I'd spent more time with my kids. So that's a moment of clarity about what's really valuable. The rest of the time is a lot of cloud and deception. So you've only got a season, then they're out of home and your relationship changes. So value the season, do what you can. And so make special time. And what I did, I had children dates. So because I had a big family, we have 7, I raised 6. But I would have a date with them. So that's their appointment with Dad. Because I realized everyone wants my time. And so if I just said, I'm going to be out with my kid. Oh, no, I need to see you, Pastor. I need this, I need this. I just said, wait, oh, no, I've got an appointment. So I had appointments with the kids, a half an hour to an hour. And we would just do something they like doing. And it wasn't expensive or anything. We just spent time together, hung out together, did a bit of stuff, play a game if they want to play a game, go and buy some lollies if they want to buy some lollies. Just do something together. It's just what you do is you create the anticipation that they're going to have time with Dad. Dad is important, especially when they get into teen years. They want Dad. When they're younger, where's Mum? Where's Mum? Where's Mum? Mum, Mum, Mum. It's always about that. When they get into teens, it's Dad. Where's Dad? What's Dad doing? Where's Dad? So you want to be present and engage them. And to engage them, there's lots of ways you can engage them. Like birthday parties are a big deal in our family. Now, I mean, I'm old. I don't need birthday parties, but the birthday party's not about me. The birthday party is about us celebrating as a family. And so when we have birthday parties, you want to be at the birthday parties. You want to be at any of our events. People are blown away by what happens. So one of the things at the birthday party, so we're always got to have a cake. They all understand it's not a birthday without a cake, and it's not a birthday cake without candles. Have it. You're creating traditions and memories. So it's all about the memories and the experiences. It's about doing that kind of thing. And so we all do the cake thing. And so if we didn't have a cake and candles, that wasn't a birthday. The other thing that we do is we go around the room and everyone has to say something to value the person and say what they appreciate, what they value. It's an honour thing where you're going, and you don't wait till they're dead to say nice things. While they're alive, you tell them nice things. You know? Why do you wait till you're dead? I remember talking to one family, a very wealthy family, extremely wealthy, billionaires. And I talked to them about this. I said, it's a shame if we wait till people are dead to express what they mean to us. Should say it when they're alive. And the guy started to weep and he said, my dad died and I never told him I loved him. And I said, well, why don't we just do an honour thing here tonight and we'll show you what it's like. So we did it and it just transformed their family. They just amazing, the most amazing thing. Honour does a remarkable thing. So you want to engage. So you have to moderate the media to do that, because media will just suck everyone and then it shapes their life and their values. So have the courage to say, we contain it. We're not forbidding it, we're containing it. And then find ways to contain the exposure to media. And arrange time to just do fun and games and stuff like that. So on Friday nights, that worked then in that season, but now we'd probably have to do it differently. But we had a night set aside just to do fun stuff together. They acted out, they did dramas, did all kinds of stuff. And it's just, but the thing is not about all what you do, it's just the trying to connect and be together and engage and be present and have fun and be yourself. And listen to them. If I ask questions, that's what God does. You think about how God relates to Adam. When Adam was messed up, he didn't yell at him or anything like that. He just said, Adam, where are you? Which is a question to invite response and enter relationship. You don't know where your children are most of the time. I'm not talking about physically. God knew where he was, hiding in the trees. This is a relationship question. Where is your child? Now, where they were last week, this week's different. If you don't listen and watch what their countenance is like, how they're relating and interacting, you won't know where they are. And if you want to know where they are, you've got to ask them what's going on in their world. You build conversations, and so forth. So inquire what's going on. Listen, learn to listen, and protect them. Set some boundaries and values in the family. We do this, and we don't do that. So, like, for a simple example, I find the kids would get phone calls, and the kids, so they're on the phone. Hey, Dad, they want me to go here, want me to go there. I say the answer is always no if you're on the phone. If you get off the phone, then we can talk out whether you really want to go and whether it's going to be suitable. And so they get off the phone, then they say, actually, I didn't want to go. Thank you for actually doing that. Just got me out of the pressure. I said, so if they want you to do things, tell them you check in with Mum and Dad first, and then that gives you the space from the pressure to be able to make the decision. And sometimes the best thing is to say, Dad wouldn't let me, or Mum wouldn't let me. Just put it on us. Just a simple thing. So, and with the media, you need to know what's going on in the media world. You need to you need to be engaged, know what's happening, because they need a bit of protecting from it, and particularly around the area of pornography. So you've got to have a discussion around that. And if you hurt them, say you're sorry. A lot of kids are offended because the hurt will never be acknowledged. But if they're hurt, they're hurt. I apologise to my son. I apologised to my son only a few months ago for something happened a long time ago, which the Lord showed me the impact on him. And I said to him, Dad, I just need to talk with you. And I said, the Lord showed me that this things that we did early on and before we were married has had this effect upon your life. And I want you to know I'm so sorry that this has caused you pain and struggle for you. And I'm so sorry, please forgive me. And first thing was, Dad, it's okay, Dad, don't worry. Now, that's actually minimizing the pain, which was part of the problem. I said, no, what I did or what we did has hurt you, and I'm coming as your father to say I'm really sorry that this has brought a struggle into your life. So he's a processor. So 2 weeks later, he come back, he said, Dad, I'd like you to pray for me. Okay? So it's like, so you have to, it doesn't happen, you build, because you take them and hold them in your heart, and they're not a nuisance, they're the branches of you. And if you want to see great branches and fruit-bearing branches, invest in them. So here's another thing, be affectionate with them. Be affectionate with your kids. And so hug them and kiss them, and they'll go goofy on it, but they do that. No, don't worry about that. You hug them and kiss them and tell them you love them. And they need to hear the words. God did it to Jesus, and he's 30. So you get the picture? You can never stop telling kids you love them. Tell them you love them. Give them a hug. Hold them. And they'll goof off and do stuff, but it's okay. This is their dad loving them. So hug them and tell them you love them. And speak words to them and show kindness to them. Give them a gift once in a while that they don't expect and deserve. You've got to show affection in a way that's tangible. And that was never done to me, but it doesn't mean I couldn't arise and do it to my family. We preserved outings together, our family holidays, and they were pretty simple. We went and stayed at the beach. Just did it lightweight, no expense. I didn't even have a car, so we got on the train and went to the beach. But the deal was, no one comes with us. This is just for us. We're going to be near water and do water stuff and have fun. And so when Dave got 13, I bought a little boat. Everyone learnt boating. It was only a couple of $1,000, but everyone learnt boating. And we have memorable events in the little boat that they all remember. Some are tad scary, but they all remember them. Boys don't mind. Mums they're kind of nurturing, but dads, we need adventure, we need excitement, so we need to do some stuff. So we've taken them out. So I bought that, and then you can't believe this. About 3 years ago, I bought a jet ski. It's not that I need a jet ski. I don't need a jet ski. I got plenty of things. I'm happy to go to the beach with my wife and sit and have coffee or whatever. But jet skis for the grandchildren. And so it turns out it wasn't a jet ski they wanted. It was the big rubber ring I got with it. And so now Just to show you, when one of my grandchildren, he's about 14, had a birthday, he said, Mum said, what do you want to do? He said, I want Granddad to take us down to the river with the jet ski and tow us up and down the river. So he brought all his friends, and so we were up and down the river, and they screamed their heads off. Wherever our family are, there's a lot of noise. I booked, when I had a wedding anniversary, we went to Waikanae Holiday Park, and Joy's father was one of the key founders of that, so there's a huge generational legacy from that. So we booked up some rooms, and then we had this program over that time. It was absolutely amazing time. But as a part of it, we remembered what Granddad had done and honoured his legacy, prayed for the grandchildren, all of them, blessed them all. You have to be intentional. You can't just suddenly do a church thing. You've got to be intentional about building a life where God is important to us. They all heard Dad praying. I'd be up in the morning praying early. They heard me praying. They all knew Dad prayed. And they know Dad's praying for them. It does something in the family when you do that. And so we took them all down there and had heaps of fun, did all kinds of stuff there. And it was wild. And we did all kinds. We went up, on four-wheel drive bikes and cars and things up the hill and did all kinds of stuff. But it's all adventure. Kids like adventure with their dads. Dads are adventure people. So I've got all the girls are adventure people. They just love doing adventure stuff. They love it. They're all and the level of FOMO, fear of missing out, is so high in our family that if anyone knows something's going on around Granddad's place, they all are coming like that. Now, it doesn't just happen. You're building a center of life where there's life flowing and people are having fun together. It's having fun together. It's laughing a lot, laughing out loud, doing jokes. Don't tell dad jokes. Do stuff that's just goofy. Kids, so the family times, the holidays are the times together, but when we pull all the family together, we also have a deeply spiritual part of it too. Not long, not intense, but we'll pray for them, or talk with them, and share with them the things that are important. And they all love it. It's building the culture of a family that's bonded together, and God has made this happen. Make sense? I'm having to rush through all this, but just giving you some highlights in it. And so those times together are really important, so we love them all. And the adventures, well, I've taken the kids shooting, we've gone boating, and all kinds of stuff. And some of the stories we don't tell Mum. Don't tell Mum. Never be allowed to go again. It's just that boys and girls, even the girls like all the things. They love getting out and doing stuff. And some of them are quite girly, but when we have an adventure, everyone wants adventure. They all want to go on an adventure. So I'm planning a biggie adventure next year, a really big one. That'll bring all the family together. One said no. They're all there. They're all going to count us in. And so, to me, that's success. The ministry to people, thousands around the world, that's one thing. But family that want us to be near us and love us, oh, man, that's it. We're reaping it now, but there was a long journey, and we had our challenges on the way with everyone. So we continued to love them and believe in them and do what we could to intervene and try to sort things out. And I think I've had every kind of vehicle come to our house. We've had the police come more than once. We've had the fire brigade come more than once. We've had the ambulance come more than once. I mean, and they come with sirens going. It's like, oh. Everyone knew our house, and they still do. Loud music, loud praying when our family's together. Like we got the family together at Waikanae one time. And now, you could hear our family. You didn't have to know where they were. You could hear them. And so when the kids are going down the river, they all went down the river in tubes, the squeals of delight and screams of laughter and fun, unbelievable. You could hear it all over the place. They all knew that it was our family. And we're going to a place next year. We'll be 41 of us there. They're going to really know that there's some people there. And why not there? So do it. Laugh a lot. I've learned that people get too serious. Church people get incredibly serious. The Bible tells us that Kingdom of heaven is righteousness, peace, joy, the Holy Ghost brings, you know. In the presence of God is fullness of joy. So we need to laugh a lot more and have fun and have reasons. So I send memes and gifts and things, and we do funny stuff, and they all laugh. I have a loud laugh, and I laugh a lot and goof off with them, and they love it. So just be silly. You don't have to be serious all the time. Let them see that you're a person too. Laugh, enjoy them, have fun together, wrestle with the boys. It doesn't always end well. And for me, no more. You got to know that point when it turned. And now you're going to get hurt. So, but boys love to do that. I get when the boys are younger, I get wrestling with them, they leap on. They pile on. It's like, take dad down. This is great. It's just sport. It's just, and there's bumps and whatever, but, you know, it's great. Take interest in them. And with the girls, hug them. Tell them you love them. Take them out on a date. Take them somewhere. Taking my grandchildren out now on movie date. And they just love it. It's like and then you find things they love to do. And they love Granddad. Granddad's great because Granddad will do stuff with them that no one else will do. He's got a card. So I remember we had one of the kids, and they're about 88. They're all over the place. And I said, well, let's find the space. Let's find the game, the videos. Well, we went, and there we were screams of laugh. We had great fun. We got on there and a thing together, and we're shooting dinosaurs. I mean, it's total engagement. But after they've had a great time, and then they'll talk to you. They'll talk lots of things. Boys are like that. Girls, they like, well, I take them sometimes shopping. Well, now get this. See, I can move prophetically. And I learned that if you know the kind of thing that is current and what girls are into, you can go into a shop and shop prophetically. So I would just say, let's go into the shop there and walk around and say, that one there, and this one here, and that one there. Go and try them on. They come try them. They buy them each time. I got known as the old man who knew how to buy things for girls. They got to know me in the shop. They'd like to see me come there because there's always several things were bought. And it was the things I chose. Now, it's not that I can do that. It's just I got in the flow of the Spirit and learned to shop by the feel of something, what it felt like, the first impressions. Well, the girls would go there, play and touch everything. And like took one of my daughters over to a mall. I went in the US. It's the biggest mall I've ever seen. I said, we're going to go into every shop. We've got a whole day. Let's do every shop. Well, we were in and out. I said, no, you got to shop this way. You don't go in and touch everything. You'll be there all day in one shop. You walk in, that one. And I've done it that way. I bought shoes for them, found out what they all liked at one stage and bought them shoes. I bring stuff home. It's just being connected. God will help you with a lot of it. You don't have to be me. Just be you, but let them see that you're fun and there's life and you enjoy life and you laugh at the funny things they do. The kid, why not be that? Yeah, anyway. And then let them see that you love their mother. They need to see that. Anyway, well, that's just some aside. That's just a little thing just some practical thing in case you wonder what really goes on. It's wilder than you think. There's more noise. It costs more than I would like. But I learned this. You never remember the money. You remember what you did together. See, before you've done it, it's all about the money. After you've done it, we're moving on. But we've got a great memory of times together, great funs together. Being in a boat and the engine's broken down and we need rescuing. I mean, there's a whole lot of little things like that. The kids remember all of that stuff, and every now and then they'll tell me what we did together that they loved, and then they'll tell us, sometimes they'll leak out what they did that I never saw. And that was... I don't want to know. Okay, so that's just a little bit about family life. And I learned a lot of that from Joy's dad. And then we kind of added our dimensions to it. And we just did what we could. And family life is fun. And it should be fun. They want to come home. When they want to come home, you've built something. And so I give the Lord the glory for it, because I wouldn't have known what to do and I would have hurt them. And the Lord has helped me with all of that. So ask the Lord to help you to be good dad, good mother, and to do the very best you can to be preparing your children for life and become their friend afterwards. Don't cut them off or anything like that. Don't get offended by stuff. You've got to be bigger than all of that, because what you want is to be their friend and for them to respect you in those last years of your life. Amen? Okay. So there you go. That's just a little something aside. So maybe you can take something out of that for you. And I just can't do a whole thing on that, but I thought I'd throw that little bit out there before I get on to what I really want to get on to. Okay? So how many enjoyed some of that? The stories are funny. They are funny. Funny things that our kids do. Oh, my goodness. Anyway. So let me just reorient now. We'll come back. And I need to come back. But for us, God and living life go hand in hand. And I noticed early on that churchy people often found it hard to comprehend how you can be laughing out loud and goofing off here and then suddenly in the Spirit in a moment. But they're not opposed to one another. Not at all. You can just flow into the Spirit and be very God-conscious, or you can move out of that and just become very relational and have fun and laugh and whatever. And so there you go.